and this time the topic is why school actually matters. This time we're going to explore how the things we learn in school are actually useful in our daily lives. And I'm your host, Davina, and joining with me are Elaine, an athletic geek, Kayra, first year college students who's 24/7 stuck on behind her computer screen, Alova, a well-prepared operator, and Angie, a teen who spends her weekend binge watching her favorite shows. So let's dive in. Elaine, let's start with you. Since you're an athletic geek, why do you think PE is important for school curriculum?
Personally, I think it's because staying active is important for more than just being healthy. What I mean by that is moving around can help us feel good and stay focused, especially when school can get stressful. Not to mention that moving around can be done through many things, such as running as far as 2.4 kilometers in under 20 minutes, or as simple as doing gymnastics. It's all about moving our body really. Not only that, sports also teaches us teamwork. As a student who loves sports, I've learned that teamwork is the key to success in any game. No matter how good one player is, they can win alone. I once tried to take many shots instead of passing, and we ended up losing since the other team easily blocked me. After we realized how important it is to work together, we won more games. So we also learned that teamwork is how we deepen our bond with each other and supporting each other.
I've got to agree with you, Elaine. PE does remind us of how important it is to move our body around and the importance of teamwork too, especially in our daily lives and also throughout school. Speaking of which, I've heard your school requires their students, especially 12th graders, to participate in a test for regarding physical fitness for a big project before graduating. Can you tell us more about it?
Yes, of course. So according to the new study from the Ministry of Health and from the Ministry of Education and Culture, it said that most high school students experience fatigue often nowadays, and the reason behind it is due to the lack of awareness regarding physical fitness. So due to this, they created this program where every school are required to make exercise routine during PE. That includes doing sit-ups, back-ups, skipping for 1 minute with a certain required target, and running as far as 400 meters as fast as we can. And those scores will be recorded, and the results of the students are always increasing or decreasing, so they're balanced, and nowadays students are experiencing less fatigue. So those scores that are recorded are going to be calculated mathematically to tell whether the program is really beneficial or not.
That program sounds really interesting and very helpful. And who would have thought that the ministry regarding physical fitness can make the students also require students to do sit-ups, back-ups, running, and skipping, could also be the key to solve the fatigue problems among high schoolers. And speaking of mathematics, Alova, why do you think math is important in the school curriculum?
Well, of course it's important. Mathematics is more than just number and formulas. It's a subject that helps us discover and organize different methods, theories, and ideas that are very useful not only in math itself but also in real life and another field like science. Many people might not realize this, but math is actually everywhere. Like even in sport, we use math to measure score, check time, or calculate the best angle and step needed to get a best shot in basketball. It's not just about number, it's about learning how to think logically, which help with problem solving in real life. These skills are very helpful in everyday life, like when you're managing money, planning a trip, or even cooking and adjusting reason.
Yes, you've got a point. Mathematics is a really essential part of our curriculum and also in our daily lives, especially when it comes to thinking logically and problem solving. Speaking of thinking logically, Do you think that the scores from Elaine's PE class can also be used mathematically in a project?
Well, I analyzed the PE score by calculating several statistical measures. First, I calculated the mean, which is simply the average number of sit-ups done by 35 students. And to find it, I added up all the sit-up score and divided the total by 35.
Ah, I see. So after finding the mean, what other calculations did you do to analyze the data?
Well, next I found the median, which represents the middle value when all the sit-up scores are arranged in order. If there's an even number of scores, I took the average of two middle numbers. Then I determined the mode, which shows the most frequently occurring sit-up score in the class.
Interesting. But how did you analyze the data more beyond just other basic calculations?
For a deeper analysis, I calculate the variance and standard deviation. The variance shows how spread out data is from the mean, and the variance deviation is just square root the variance, which help to understand how much the score differ from the average in simple terms. And I use Excel to create a histogram and polygon graph to visually represent the data, making it easier to spot trends and patterns. After that, I also apply same calculation to our team, which consists of 5 students. Besides their sit-up, I also analyze their bake-up, skipping, and 400 meters running score. Then I calculate their final grade based on this activity.
That sounds really interesting. Turns out it really is connected. But it got me wondering though, Angie, do you think art is also connected to this big project?
Of course it is. Many people may not know this, but art is actually the expression or application of human creative skills and imagination. Typically in the visual form that we see every day, such as painting, sculpture, or basically producing works to be appreciated primarily for their beauty or emotional power. Art is very important and must be included as part of the curriculum. The reason why is because art is like a break from all those heavy stuff. It helps us to express ourselves and think creatively, which is important even in things like sports or science. Without art, school would be all black and white, nonetheless boring. For example, if a school were to host a sports competition, or let's say a science competition, a poster is guaranteed needed as a way to tell people that basically the competition exists. And in making the poster itself, creativity is a must, which of course creativity is used in art.
You've got a point, Angie. Art is a bare necessity that plays a part in expressing ourselves, also growing our creativity. But I still wonder though, how it could be connected to this project.
Well, as you can see from this drawing that I made right over here, it's basically like a simple tutorial that everyone can do. This drawing is how to do sit-ups in 4 simple steps, which is why everyone, including the viewers, can do it easily in order to achieve that certain goal for gaining benefits of having strong core muscles. Not to mention, as a plus point, as I mentioned earlier, this is one of the examples that through art, people are able to express themselves and think creatively. Another example is like this logo of our podcast behind here, and also the posters. These are also other examples of how people can think creatively and express themselves freely through their artwork. Lastly, this podcast is also one of the examples of how art can be used in daily life. The reason why I say this is because making this podcast requires creativity. For example, how each person sits in this podcast, which angle this podcast is taken at, or as simple as what each person wears for this podcast.
Wow, that's really interesting. Art is important and is seen in things as simple as these drawings and even this podcast right now. And it is truly an example of how much a person can express themselves freely and how it could be useful for other people. But about core muscles, is that something new, right? What is it?
Yeah, I think what Elaine, Alova, and you said are all true and connected.
with each other. PE, maths, and art are all necessary in the curriculum, nevertheless how others may view it. Math teaches us to solve problems and to think logically. And also art helps us to grow our creativity and express our uniqueness. Also, PE is also important for us because it could keep us fit, especially in this era where we revolve around technology and even sit 24/7 in front of it. And I could talk about core muscles since I've experienced something regarding it.
Yes, I agree with you. PE, maths, and art are truly essential in a curriculum. Can we get to know more about core muscles then? And how is it relatable with you?
Well, for one, as a college student who's required to sit in front of computer 24/7 every day, I noticed that I have a weak core muscles and a bad posture because of it. But ever since I started doing exercises, specifically sit-ups, it actually started to get better. The reason behind this is actually pretty interesting too. Turns out sit-ups really help strengthen our core muscles. They mainly work your abs, but also engage the side muscles of your around your stomach and around your hips also. By regularly performing sit-ups, individuals can improve their core stability, which is essential for maintaining good posture, reducing the risk of lower back pain, and enhancing overall mobility.
Oh, so it's not just about getting abs, but it actually helps with posture and also prevents back pains too.
Exactly. A strong core is also crucial for athletic performance as it helps with balance, coordination, and efficient movement, allowing for better power transfer between the upper and lower body.
Wow, that's really cool. Elaine, do you think sit-ups have any other benefits besides posture and athletic performance?
Yes, I think they do. Sit-ups can actually help with breathing by supporting the diaphragm, so it's easier for us to take deep breaths. They also help boost blood circulation and speed up metabolism, so it actually helps with overall fitness and weight management. So since sit-up needs no equipment, so they're actually easy to do anywhere, and it's actually a simple exercise that you can add to your exercise routine.
That sounds super convenient. But is it enough to just do sit-ups, or should we combine them with other exercises too?
Actually, when done correctly and combined with other core exercises, sit-ups can help build a stronger and more stable core. This not only improves physical performance, but also supports long-term health. Through a stronger core muscles means that you'll have a better efficiency in physical activities. Hence why sit-ups are important to be included in our exercise routine. After doing it frequently, the change will be noticeable. For example, your posture starts getting better.
Sit-ups do improve your core muscles and posture, and it should be considered to be part of someone's daily exercise routine. That's such a good way to wrap it all up. Thanks, Kayra, Elaine, Alova, and Angie for being here. And thank you, listeners, for tuning in to TITTLE Podcast. Stay creative, active, and peace out. Bye!
Bye!